Hi Leo, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a timeless reading. The first cards that we have out are Six of Cups and Two of Swords. Let's actually talk about this before we get further. So Six of Cups we can see as being connected with your roots, being connected with your past, and also too, Six of Cups is usually connected with a sense of sentimentality, kind of like, I know what this is. And having that be connected with the Two of Swords can mean I know what this has been to me. And so there's not always an ability when we have Six of Cups there to see something presently, and it can sort of block us from a current present assessment. So that's kind of the drift that I'm catching with this. So Six of Cups is like, it's been like that, or I knew it to be this. And so in my head, like, I don't need to organize this, I don't need to assess this, because that's just how it's always been. But having Two of Swords here feels like this is maybe blocking you from seeing something currently. And this can be, it doesn't just have to be one way that this can be. This can be maybe like a person. Maybe a human is standing in front of you and like all you can see is sort of the past and not evaluate them presently. Maybe this is sort of keeping someone in the past and not allowing them to interact with you as they would want to presently. Maybe somebody's changed in some type of way. This can also be a general, like, this is sort of culturally how it's always been, and so I stopped questioning that and maybe not able to see that currently. Maybe there's some type of change that's going on here. We're going to get further and see sort of where this is going. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. This can also work in the reverse as well. It can be like, maybe currently you don't feel so happy about something, and you can be having a hard time seeing that presently because you're like, it was so good, it was so good, it was so good, and still having that nostalgic perception that can be not allowing you to see things presently. So whether this is like things were that way and maybe unfavorable if you're looking at it like that, but that's just how they've always been. Or it can be like, that was really great, maybe now it's not so great anymore, but because of that past connection, because of the past sort of defining the present, there can be a difficulty seeing something presently, looking at something presently. So it's kind of that like habitual mindset, but it's less of a mindset and more of a feeling about something. It's more of an emotional narrative that we have connected with something because we have the cups here. And then something feels like it's not being seen, and this can be delaying something else a bit, or just keeping something still for now. Because like, who knows, maybe a choice, or you seeing this, it's not time to be doing that yet, but we can say that something is sort of stuck there for now without needing to make a deeper implication about this. Then the next card that we have out is Seven of Cups. This is generally when there's a lot of stuff that's sort of on the surface, bubbling to the surface, present upon the surface, and it's sort of just that, and it can feel like it's not very homogenous. It can feel kind of like disjointed, or it's like there's that feeling about it and there's that over there, or like mixed feelings that we have. So there will be a difficulty sort of having an organized consensus that can lead you in a certain direction, but this can also be a time to do a deeper analysis as well. Because the Seven, and we have Seven of Cups here, because the Sevens are connected with a time of going within and doing a reflection to get a sense of direction, because Sevens can be a time when you're trying to figure out that sense of direction, like what's going to be happening here. doing a deeper dive on this, going inward, can be very helpful at this time. I kind of want to get context and see what this is all about. Let's do that. I keep seeing something about an opportunity presenting itself to you. Maybe this is a door that's unlocked now. Some of you, this can be a career opportunity, job opportunity, role opportunity. Just throwing those things out there. Can be more than that. It's not an exhaustive list. I wonder too if this is like in some way blocking you from seeing yourself as an authority of some sort. It almost feels like it's undermining something for you here. Because this kind of feels like you're at a status or in a position that maybe you are not seeing. Maybe you're seeing like a past version of something. I feel like this has to do with self, or for some of you this can be a person around you, but there's going to be interplay between that and self too anyway. I feel like there's something going on where there's like a disconnect between your environment and you. Some type of disconnect. And it feels very much like a mindset about your environment, but maybe also like a situation. The way that I'm seeing this is when we have the Five of Pentacles, okay, Five of Pentacles can be when you're in a position where somebody is struggling. It's like, this isn't a great position for me to be in. I feel, like Five of Pentacles classically is seen as feeling like left out in the cold, okay? You can feel in some way within your life like you are somewhere that you don't necessarily want to be. But the bizarre thing about this is that you're shown as the King of Pentacles. So like if it doesn't make sense for the King of Pentacles to be in the environment of the Five of Pentacles, which I'm sort of seeing, this is kind of like you see like a wealthy king, okay, put into this position where there's still that wealthy king, right? And like the things that come with it, like the mindset, the capabilities, the skills, the ability to manage and whatnot. You see this person and you see them being put in some extraneous environment. But the thing is that you're still the King of Pentacles. Like the best person to turn that situation around is the King of Pentacles. When we have the Five of Pentacles, which is trying to take basically like a situation where you may perceive like I don't have anything within this, you call the King of Pentacles to come through and say, I can work with this, I can make something happen, like I know how to invest in the right way. There's still something here, there's still Pentacles here with the Five of Pentacles. You still have something to work with. Taking that and flipping it in a desired way, but it feels like not recognizing that that's you. And this feels kind of like a learned helplessness. And I wonder if this has to do like a learned helplessness when it comes to you seeing yourself as an authority within a role that you're playing. Learned helplessness when it comes to you in a position financially. This can be maybe like you have the means now, or you have the skills now to really make your finances be what you want. I'm just picking a topic. Make your finances be what you want them to be, or your resources, but you're still seeing yourself as if you're in that position of the Five of Pentacles, not recognizing that King of Pentacles is the most capable card, capable being, capable archetype to go in there and make the situation better. To do something, to get you out of that spot, like you don't need to be within that anymore. So it's like seeing yourself as that. It's like you're essentially being shown as being like Daddy Warbucks in this situation, and like you would be like, that person would not be sweating if they were in a situation like that, not seeing that this is you. That's what I'm getting the vibe be. And like regardless of what your situation is, it doesn't really matter what the situation is, because King of Pentacles knows how to flip it. So I feel kind of like something from your past is like not allowing you to see yourself in this position presently. Like you are that guy, or you are that person. It's not about gender. I'm just saying like the phrase. You guys know what I mean. So what is the holdup? What's the issue here? I feel like this has to do with your past issues surrounding this. Let's just use the term resources as being the umbrella for this. Because resources can be the skill set. Resources can sure be the finances. It can be the opportunities, all of that. This can be connected with something going on where there could have been a time that you went through where you were maybe wanting for that, but now not being in that position anymore, but almost like not seeing that it's not the same situation that you're in anymore. And even if you are in a situation that does feel like the Five of Pentacles, you are capable of flipping that situation. So if you are in a situation where you're like, I'm feeling desperate, like this doesn't feel good to me, I don't want it to be like that, not realizing that you are the most capable energy of maneuvering through that to flip things around and change your circumstance. And there's something about your past that's like blocking this, it feels, that's not allowing you to see this presently. I feel too, like, I wonder if this is in the past you were in maybe like a more feminine role where there could have been like other people doing these things and it wasn't you playing this role, where there was more of an activation of your masculine energy, which just means you like initiating and getting things done. Before, you could have been in more of a receptive energy where maybe you were on the receiving end of things. Now you're on the go-getting end of things, or the making happen end of things, or the initiative, the masculine energy side of things, where you are doing things. And maybe not realizing that that is your position. The thing is that it just feels so strange seeing King of Pentacles be linked to Five of Pentacles, because I feel like if you were really seeing yourself as the King of Pentacles, you wouldn't be narrating your situation as being a Five of Pentacles. Not in a way where you feel like there's nothing to do there. It could be more so like maybe I want this situation to change, and then seeing that you are the exact necessary energy to do exactly that. Like you are in a role to play that exact archetype that would be able to do something about that. It's like if you're in that position of the Five of Pentacles and you feel like you need to phone a friend, it's like you are actually that friend that you would phone here. Like that is you. So it feels like seeing that, like needing to act like that, needing to see that within yourself. So I feel more than anything like this is not allowing you to see yourself as the archetype of the King of Pentacles. So let's say that this doesn't have to do with finances, okay? Let's say that this has to do with you playing a role where there are expectations of you. This feels like imagining yourself as being in this role where you're actually very capable of playing this role, but not perceiving that within yourself, being like isn't that person more qualified, or isn't this person over there, when it's like, no, it's you, it's really just you. But like having this block where you're not seeing that. And this feels like it has to do with past emotional stuff that you're working through right now, that's like keeping you in this standstill where you're not making that connection, where you're not really like seeing this energy of yours presently. Feels like being stuck in the past. Feels like this can be something where you feel like it's not allowing you to progress, and it's also making a very murky image of what you see as being the trajectory. It's like having a hard time tuning into what would be playing out on that screen. I feel too like this is an emotional cloudiness too that's partially blocking this. Like it's some type of emotional, I mean, to call it like solely emotional, I feel like that's kind of reductive. It has to do with feelings that are sort of blocking you from seeing something presently. Kind of feels like something that needs to be like wiped away so you can see through the window clearly. And this is like getting in the way of you seeing. Maybe too, this is connected with recognizing what's possible for you as well. Like things that maybe in the past you could have perceived as being like outside of your range, that now actually is in your range, and like not recognizing that for some reason. All because of past stuff. It's all because of past stuff. And because Six of Cups can represent your roots, this can be something from your upbringing. This is the challenge. There's something here about facing your past. Like climbing to the top of the mountain and staring your past in the face here. I'm also seeing something about working from the bottom up, like from the ground up. Although this can feel like it's challenging to you on an energetic level, on a level of like the fight that you have within you, I think more than anything, continuing, persisting. I see this as something that you're capable of successfully moving through. Also, it's going to feel challenging, and I think it's going to feel exhausting. Not giving up is important moving through this. I feel like the emotional component to this is the thing that makes it so challenging. It's like the way that water is, how it, like if you try to hold water in your fingers, it just like slips right through. It can be difficult because it feels kind of obscure or like maybe a little bit nebulous the way to deal with this or to work with this. Like every time you try to grab hold of it, it sort of like just falls away or like slips out of your fingers. And you can feel too like you haven't totally rectified something, like you haven't totally had this breakthrough yet, but still not giving up, because I see you being very close to understanding something very important. I'm seeing the image of something that gets hit and then it vibrates, and you know how you can see it almost like it's like a million pieces of that thing. Like it goes from being that like solitary image to something that you see like a bunch of different, it's like when you take pictures of something and it's moving. It's like you see it in a bunch of different positions, but you don't see it technically moving. You just see it be like here and here and here and here. It's like something like that that's going on, and it's like about to be reduced into that single image, but it's not quite there yet. And it feels like there's some type of purification process that this is going through the fire, where it is going to purify this, where it is going to clarify this. And you being in the process of working through that. It can feel difficult to sort of keep that flame lit though. That can be the thing here. But I do see something carrying you through. Like I'm seeing there be some type of, some guide here, whatever you want to call it. You can call it spirit, your guides, your ancestors, God, like whatever it is that you want to call it, your higher self. I'm seeing something sort of coming through, guiding you through, but it feels like it's coming through your perception. And that when you're tuned into it, it's like calling out the directions to you, but you have to be tuned in to really hear that. I even see this as being support. I even see this as being encouragement. Let's also clarify this too, because we're seeing the Hierophant come out here. In the most simplistic of ways, the Hierophant is connected with Taurus. Taurus is connected with gains. Taurus is connected with values. Taurus can be connected to with, I feel like values is like pretty encompassing of everything, actually. Let's clarify. King of Pentacles, again. I feel like this is you that is communicating with you, but it's a part that it's an aspect of yourself that you feel like apart from right now, that's like guiding you towards it to connect with it. And I feel like it is you connecting with those qualities that are Taurian qualities. Seeing the King of Pentacles come out twice. The first time I clarified something, the King of Pentacles came out. The second time I'm clarifying something, the King of Pentacles is coming out again. I feel like the King of Pentacles and also the Zodiac of Taurus is important here. The qualities of that. Taurus is also about, Taurus is connected with the bull. Taurus is connected with doing your thing, with being sturdy, with sort of being a bit unforgiving as well. And when you have some type of mission to accomplish that and really like give it your best effort, Taurus is seen as being very strong as well. Strong-willed too. And sturdy. And Taurus is also connected with security. Connected with having goals, accomplishing goals, and then being able to gain what it is that you want to gain from that, no matter what it may be. It can be like money that you want to gain from something. It can be skill that you want to gain from something. It can be maybe fame that you want to gain from something. It can be deeper connection with spirit that you want to gain from something. Maybe happiness, maybe joy within a relationship that you want to gain. Maybe stepping into a position where you feel like you play that very well. And this feels like trying to, going through a process where you're making sense of what this is for you, what it means to you. I wonder too if that's, having that be what's sort of, there's an inward reflection that's happening here. There's a deep dive that's happening here. And with the Hierophant, it feels like connecting with that part of yourself. Because the Hierophant is the part of you that's going to say, like, this is important. This is what we're meant to be doing. This is how you're going to spend your time. Like, this is how you're going to spend your energy. This is a cause worth fighting for. And connecting with really what that is for you. Those deeper values. And I think finding what's true for you now versus what may have been in the past maybe impressed upon you, that can feel like that's not my dream anymore, or that doesn't hold value to me anymore like this does. And it feels like allowing yourself to see that part of yourself presently. I feel even like this part of you from the future is sort of calling you and giving you that sense of direction and saying, do this, do this, do that, go over here. And it's going to like lead you to that part of yourself that's already there and established in the future. The only thing that is blocking this is the Six of Cups. And so I feel like this, and that can be the thing too. When we have the Six of Cups, that is, it's anything that's going to get in the way of you seeing something presently. It's like that attachment to the past, to the roots, to the history in some way. Not in a way where you are forgetting, but in a way where it's not blocking you from seeing things currently. Because this feels like what's been happening is that whatever this is that's linked to the past is not allowing you to see things presently. Not allowing you to see something particular presently, because it's not everything. It just has to do with this specific thing. I feel like this is also presenting itself as maybe how you may be experiencing this is like confusion about your direction at times. And maybe also partly about what you're meant to be doing too, in ways. And having to, I think, fight to see the present now. This is going to happen, again, because we have Seven of Cups here. Sevens are connected with going in. So having the Seven of Cups be above the Hierophant, it feels like the Hierophant is going to be exposed to you. The wisdom of the Hierophant is going to be exposed to you. There just needs to be present reflection. For those of you that you do meditative practices, this is something that you can meditate on if you want to with the Hierophant. I do feel a sense of deeper message that can be connected to with your energy. For some of you, If you're interested in this, it can be your spirituality as well as it relates to what you're doing. I feel too like there can be a releasing of past narratives that may not be your truth any longer, just presently. Because that doesn't mean to, like, maybe there's something that you don't resonate with anymore that you've just been carrying with you, that when you like put it in the lineup and you start questioning it, you're gonna see that it's not something relevant for you right now, but you've just been carrying it with you like out of habit. And this being where the work is being done. And also getting more familiar with, I think, the cause that you're fighting for here. Metaphorically speaking, maybe for some of you literally. There's something else going on here. I feel too like this is about like seeing self. Coming back to this idea of stuff that you're maybe like identifying with or placing importance on, that when you put it in the lineup and you start questioning it, you're gonna see that it's like an old thing and that it's not relevant for you currently. That doesn't mean that that past is not also part of you. It doesn't mean like if you like wanted to be an apple picker for a really long time, you're getting to a place and that's what's standing in the lineup, and you start asking questions and you realize that that's not your dream anymore, and sort of take it out of the lineup. It doesn't just like be obliterated and disappear completely. It may not be part of your present path, but that doesn't mean that it can't come back, and it doesn't mean it's not part of your history. And the energy of Taurus can be one where which all of us have in our charts, the energy of Taurus can be one of collecting, one of gathering, one of not letting go, and not doing the spring cleaning that is needed. And then you can feel like when that spring cleaning is not happening, you're in an impossible situation. But it's because there's just too much stuff around. As this is figured out, it's going to empower you to march forward with a sense of direction, with a feeling for that. That right now you can feel like you're lacking a little bit. But this is something that you're actively working through, so it is something that's being figured out currently. You're just still sort of arriving at a conclusion here. And I'd say that you've made progress even from the beginning of this reading, from what I'm seeing. This is going to clarify things for you about where you're headed. And it feels like a time when that may be something that's feeling important to you to know. And it feels like more than just where you're headed tomorrow. This feels in a bit more of a feeling like there's a longer trajectory that you are connecting with, just to have that sort of game plan, that's what's happening here, so you can see. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.